Hi, my name's Tristan, and I'm the host of the Gravel Cycling Australia podcast. I was born, raised, and continue to live, work, and ride my bike on the lands of the Wurundjeri and the Wadawurrung people. I acknowledge the Wurundjeri people as the traditional custodians of the land on which this podcast is recorded, and pay my respects to their elders past and present, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. The Gravel Cycling Australia podcast acknowledges that Aboriginal sovereignty has never been ceded. It always was and always will be Aboriginal land.
Shane, gorgeous bike. It's got 155 kilometres on that number plate, Shane. The 155 kilometre field has just left. You're dressed in jeans and a jumper, Shane, so I guess that's a bit of a clue.
Well, I just re-examined my fitness and I thought maybe the 12 is best for me. And we've got some really stupid gear to wear, so it's more of a fun day than a go-hard day.
Welcome to the Gravel Cycling Australia podcast. Gravel cycling in Australia is booming. From racing to bikepacking to simply getting off the beaten track and exploring the back roads and trails of our outstanding natural landscapes. This accessible subculture is all about community, adventure, and discovering or rediscovering the joy of life on two wheels. Join us as we celebrate Australia's gravel cycling scene and discover the locations, explore the events, and meet the people at the heart of the sport. G'day friends, back for another episode of the Gravel Cycling Australia podcast. Unfortunately, I'm feeling a bit heartbroken today, a little bit sheepish. In fact, more than a little bit sheepish. Those of you who follow along on the Instagram would have seen that I had a bit of a disaster unfold with my beloved Canyon Grail. The other day, long story short, sometimes you put your bike up on the roof rack and you just forget. And yes, I think we all know how that story ends. So it's been a bit of a traumatic week. I'm still gathering my thoughts, gathering my emotions, but looking forward to what the future may hold. And out of every tragedy, often there comes a silver lining, and it's certainly looking that way. I've got some guardian angels jumping to my assistance, and yeah, excited to bring to you soon what the next chapter of my gravel riding is potentially going to look like. I do want to spend some time at some point reflecting back on that bike and what it meant to me and what it brought me in terms of how it completely changed my life. I think I touched on that in our initial episode of the Gravel Cycling Australia podcast, but yeah, I think that bike deserves a bit of a eulogy. So I'll have a think about that and definitely bring that to you in a future episode. But today we have to think back to happier times, and I'm really excited today to bring you a bit of a special episode. I guess one of the things that I first thought about when I wanted to do this podcast was that I thought it'd be really cool to get out to some events and talk to people on the ground and sort of report back almost sort of as a local reporter from these really exciting gravel events. And I did that down at the Great Otway Gravel Grind earlier in the year, and I certainly have plans to get to a few more events in sort of my local area. But it's definitely going to be challenging for me to get right across the country and soak up some of these events from far-flung places. So when a listener of the podcast reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm traveling down to bike it to Ballidu in WA. Would you like me to record some content?" And yeah, I was humbled, but yeah, very quickly realized that this was going to be a great opportunity to bring all of you a bit of a broader taste of what's on offer from Australian gravel and to really get to the heart of this event, which I otherwise would have struggled to get to. I'm a busy guy. I've got a young family. I've got a busy job, so I am not going to be able to get onto the ground at all of these events, but to have someone like Shane reach out and say, you know, how can I help you out? And he's done this completely off the back of his own volition. He He's certainly not getting any kickback from me. Yeah, he's just an enthusiast, just like I am, and he wanted to contribute to the pod, and I'm really grateful. So yeah, our guest reporter today is Shane from Broome. And he headed down to Bike It to Ballidu and sounds like he had a really great day out. I'm really impressed with the content that he managed to collect, the people on the ground he spoke to, the organisers, the participants. And it sounds like a really great event and one that I'll be keen to get involved with hopefully in the future. I think, I keep hearing from listeners about the great gravel scene over in WA, and it sounds like everyone who loves riding gravel in Australia needs to get over there at some point to try it out. So as Shane will talk about, Bike It to Ballidu has evolved significantly. It's a long-standing cycling event in this very small town of Ballidu, but it's gone through a bit of a renaissance or a rebirth, I guess you could say, in the last year, and it's become as of this year a large community gravel event put on as a collaboration between the local community and the Shire of Wongan, Ballidu and West Cycle events. This is an event which seems to have a bit of something for everybody, right from the serious gravel grind, gravel race, right through to the family-focused sort of fun dress-ups. So yeah, a bit of something for everybody down at this event. So with that, I'll hand over to Shane, and he can bring you all the action from Bike It to Ballidu Gravel 2023.
Welcome everyone to the Bike It to Ballidu Gravel 2023 edition. I'm here at the Ballidu Sports Ground along with some 100 other campers that have jumped at the chance to camp here the night before the big event. I'm about to walk across the oval to join everyone at the Ballidu Bowls Club for the pre-event burgers and barefoot bowls, and hopefully have a chat with some of the local crew. I'm here with Danelle Hassan, and Danelle has a long history with Bike It to Ballidu and now has got together with the West Cycle team for Bike It to Ballidu Gravel 23, all new. So thanks for speaking with me, Danelle. Tell us a little bit about your history and now this new event, Bike It to Ballidu Gravel.
Bike It to Ballidu started in 1999 and it was a P&C fundraiser to get the children of the Ballidu Primary School to camp. It has changed faces a little bit over the years, and it eventually came to the Ballidu Progress Group when the school closed down. And during those 25 years, I've been involved as a P&C member, as an employee at the school, as a parent, as a rider, believe it or not, as a support crew, and also on the committee. And I'm currently one of the coordinators for Bike It to Ballidu. Bike It to Ballidu Gravel now. We need to get used to that new name. When West Cycle approached us, it was just the most perfect opportunity to grow and expand our event. And we've had such a brilliant year coordinating the new event with West Cycle.
You've been working on it for quite some time. How long, Danelle? How long has it been since the process was started?
So West Cycle were interested in coming with us last year, and we were probably a little bit hesitant. We'd been doing the event for 25 years and very successfully, but we knew that we needed help to grow it and to make it into the next level. So when the Shire of Wongan Ballidu came on board and gave us their full support, it was a much easier process to then work with West Cycle and make it a premier event for our Shire. It's been amazing. I'm not sure that most people will quite understand how tiny Ballidu is. Ballidu has a population of 57, and the whole 25 years, we take full ownership of it. The Shire has come on board in the last few years. They've offered financial help and participant help and all of that sort of stuff, which is brilliant. But for the 25 years, for the most part, it is solely run and owned, essentially, by Little Ballidu, and it has always been a fun event. We've encouraged the fun and the family atmosphere, and because a lot of us, we don't ride all the time. We just hold this one event. We're not professionals by any means. We love to get dressed up, and so the part of the fun is getting dressed up, see who can outdo each other with the new costumes and stuff each year. Having fun on the course this year was super important to us because it has changed, and now we are off-road again, and it's taken some of the seriousness away from it. Well, when you're on the main road, you've got to behave yourself, right? So if we come off the road, which was part of the attraction to joining West Cycle as well, because it was a gravel event, when you come off the road, you can be a little bit more fun and have a little bit more, atmosphere, I guess, going around. And our checkpoint marshals have always been absolutely outstanding. They always dress up, and it's part of what the riders look forward to, is riding past and seeing what the checkpoints are dressed up as. And this year we've introduced a scavenger hunt because we just thought maybe some people might have thought it's lost part of the atmosphere of Bike It to Ballidu, but it's one way of keeping it family involved and getting the kids involved, which is brilliant, again, to get the kids back involved on it. After the school closed down, we haven't had many children participating, so to have them out there with their parents again, riding around, and there'll be 2 challenges along the way, 6 scavenger hunt, where you'll get points for them, you'll get points for dressing up and all of those sorts of things. So we're really looking forward to it. We're hoping everyone has a great day. There's a ball pit to ride through, there's a mud pit, it's going to be fun, it's going to be great.
There really is a real buzz, and I'm just so glad to be here and to be part of it all.
This place has always been quite artistic as well. I don't know if you noticed, but there's loads of murals around the place, and there's loads of artworks that are like not just cycling based. They had a lot of like incentives for the artists to come here and to produce works. They got some funding for that for a few years. So there's always been like a really healthy like art scene here, and you can see that there's loads of like little monuments to cycling and to Bike It to Ballidu. But yeah, it was actually like a local councillor a couple of years ago who had the idea, because there's like 1,000 kilometres of like awesome gravel in the Shire of Wongan Hills and Ballidu, or Wongan Ballidu. So she had the idea, well, if there's some safety concerns about this event, they didn't want to end it because everybody loved it. So then she made a proposition to the Department of Local Government, Sports and Culture to take it onto gravel. And that was a couple of years ago. And, this is the realisation of that. And West Cycle came in board, and also the DLGSC, the Department of Local Government and Sports and Culture, and the Shire of Wongan and Ballidu, and here we are, So we've got 330 riders. In the old times, it was just 34k ride on the road from Wongan to Ballidu. We've got 4 different routes. We've got a 12k, 30k, 85k, and a 155k. They always used to have a big sort of community and fun-based element to it. So we've kept that. They've got like novelty sections, especially on the short 12k loop, which is the loop that everybody does. There's mud pits. There's a ball pit, find the needle in the haystack. So some of the challenges are designed for the kids. Yeah, so there's lots of different stuff like that. There's fancy dress prizes, try to keep the fun element of it as well. And then if you're a serious gravel grinder or whatever, you just like riding your bike hard, you've got the 155 and the 85k loops. That's the new Bike It to Ballidu gravel, something for different kinds of riders. And so this event, in terms of where it will go, we're certainly hoping it'll get a lot bigger. 330 for a first time is pretty good. But yeah, there might be some kind of series going forward, a gravel series in Western Australia. In WA, there's 7, which happens in Margaret River, and that's a big event, and that's going to end up being a UCI event space going forward, I think in 2025 or 26. And then there's another event in Geraldton called Backroads Gravel, and I think they're looking at having a state title for gravel next year, which will be the first time. There's other areas of the state. I mean, basically, as in a lot of places in Australia, there's just gravel everywhere. And if you like riding gravel bikes, Australia's a great place to do it. And WA is a great place to do it as well. So, there's areas like maybe around Albany down south. In Perth itself, you've got the Heritage Trail, which is one of the most prominent ones, which is up in the hills in Perth. There's York. There's a load of places around the state which are ideal to host events. So, in terms of maybe getting a bigger scene, and I think there's always this just seems to be an endless stream of cyclists that are going from the road to gravel.
Other shires or other communities that might be looking at what you've achieved this year and saying, well, tiny little Ballidu, population 30, 60 or
It's a very small town, exactly. And, there's towns and there's shires who are saying, well, why not us, It's a great thing for the town to have so many people come in, the kind of thing that's very positive for local communities. Yeah, I can see, though, that there'll be many more gravel events going forward. This is Rory. He's been involved from the very beginning in conceiving this event.
How excited are you for tomorrow, Roy?
Well, I'm super excited, actually, because it's been a couple of years in the making for us at West Cycle. So we came up here a couple of years ago off the back of some interest in Bike Month, which is, I guess, a bike festival kind of thing that we're involved with in WA. And the Shire were quite interested in doing some things like that. So we came up here to meet them and sort of develop the relationship. But when we came, we just saw, oh my God, there's amazing gravel roads everywhere around here. And there's beautiful canola and rolling hills and lakes. And it's just like a gravel paradise waiting to be discovered. So we continued to come out and started to work with the Shire to look at some potential routes for events that we could try to design. And then we also heard about a long-time running event called the Bike It to Ballidu, which was an on-road community event. So I guess the Shire put us in touch with the organisers of the Bike It to Ballidu, and it sort of seemed that, the power's just come on. Woohoo! It sort of seemed like a natural progression to reinvent Bike It to Ballidu in as a gravel event, because obviously the growth of gravel, the natural abundance of all the gravel roads and amazing scenery there is around here. So that's sort of how the conversation started, and it's probably been a really big part of the success, I think, of the event has been that new partnership that's been formed with the Ballidu community, their passion and the history of the community event that they've run for 24 years. It ticks a few boxes, I suppose, because it's getting people out there and exercising, and the old sport and rec thing. But it's also helping to support these local communities. And in the wheat belt, obviously, there's a lot of, Ballidu's, obviously, there's a lot of these towns that are really struggling, and these sort of events can really help, I guess, diversify the economy of the local industry, but also to bring together the community, because they must have had, virtually everyone in the Ballidu community to contribute to making this event happen. So it's been, amazing to see what that can do. So it's, and the state government is well aware of those benefits, and they get some pretty good bang for their buck, to be honest. So
I got the impression that that often it's the state government chucking in funding to, with the shires together to build trails and build infrastructure. And so I was always wondering, who's the driving force? Is it the Shire say, right, we want to, change something in our place? State government, please give us some money, or is it actually more a state thing?
Well, I think in this instance, it's a combination of different things. It's a bit, I guess they've had the historic, the 24 years of running a community event that started off as a school fundraiser for a PNC. The school hasn't been there. That was closed down 12 years ago. But the progress group was formed to keep that event going because they could see the benefit of it for the local community. And then now, again, another 12 years later, it seems that an opportunity has arisen to reinvent it. And again, the community is sort of refreshed with a new idea and something to drive it forward. So great to see, and it's been fun to be part of, and it's really exciting to be here in town the night before, seeing the buzz in the street, and there's people everywhere. There's all the stuff that's set up for the after party tomorrow. There's a special sculpture, this massive 6 metre tall bike it sort of sculpture that the local farmers. Have you seen it? Have you seen that yet? Oh, you've got to see that. They've been building that for weeks, so it's going to be great tomorrow night when it's dark and the lights are on. You'll see this massive bike it sculpture that's that's been built. So yeah.
The general feeling, the vibe in the community, tiny little Ballidu, for what is turning out to be really quite a big event, quite courageous, I think, of a little community to put their hand in the air and say, here we are, and let's do this, and then together with West Cycle. So the general feeling is, everyone's looking forward to it. It's new, it's change. Can you tell us a little bit, talk to that a little bit, Rory?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as with anything, when you introduce the idea of change, there's some people that aren't really comfortable with it, but it's been, I think, we sort of sat down and explained, the growth of gravel around the world, and sort of talked about what's happened in the US scene and what's happened locally with Seven and with Backroads, and we could see the potential. And I think it didn't take too much convincing to get them to see the potential too. And in fact, Danelle, who's one of the main organisers for many years from the Ballidu side's just come back from the US, where she said, what you said about the growth of gravel is true. It's totally true. I've seen this in Canada, and it seems amazing. It's really obvious how rapidly growing the sport is, and we're really lucky to just have an opportunity to get on board with this.
Good on you, Rory. Congratulations already. It's the day before the big day. Everyone's going to be taken to the start line tomorrow morning, 1:55, straight off the bat, 9 a.m, I think, under starters' orders. But congratulations and all the very best, Rory, to you and the team for this first Bike to Ballidu Gravel. Good on you, Rory. Thanks so much.
Thank you, and it's great to have you here covering the event. Hope to see you here again next year.
And I'm here with Christina. Christina has, I understand, travelled some distance to be here with us for the Bike to Ballidu Gravel 2023 edition. So, Christina, thanks for having a chat with me. So have you done anything specific to your bike to perhaps help in as you traverse the gravel roads?
Not really. My wonderful partner, he always looks after my bike. Suggested to take the tyre pressure down a bit, and we practice riding on slippery gravel. But as it turns out, it's actually not that slippery here. So we're very excited. We went for a ride yesterday, and it's more sandy and clay. So it's actually not going to be dangerous for me at all.
Fantastic. That's so good. How did you actually learn about Bike to Ballidu Gravel, Christina?
Well, we wanted to, we live in Broome usually, and we wanted to go on a holiday down south. And then we started researching what bicycle event would be on, so we can, add that to our holiday. And there it was. And we thought, whoa, what's that? It's a brand new event, so let's do it.
Good on you. Fantastic. And so this Bike to Ballidu Gravel offers a number of different distances. Have you chosen a particular distance, and why have you chosen that distance, Christina?
I've chosen the 30-kilometre distance because that's about the kind of riding I do on a regular basis. And, I think it's going to be achievable for me to ride without getting too tired or too worried, and just to see enough of the place too. So it's just the right length, I think.
Super. So what actually are you riding, Christina? What is your bike of choice?
I'm riding a mountain bike.
A mountain bike. Do you have a name for your mountain bike?
It's a red Trek Excalibur, and with mountain bike tyres and the mountain bike setup, so I'm not even into gravel setups or anything, and I call it the Red Rocket.
The Red Rocket. We'll be looking for it, Christina, the Red Rocket. And so, Christina, what is it that you love most about gravel riding?
I suppose the big open spaces, and you can really find that down here, but also that it's not so technical other than watching out for slippery corners. In mountain biking, it's often too technical, and then I have to get off the bike, and it's frustrating, so it's good.
And are you interested in any of the novelty sections that Bike to Ballidu Gravel are offering? I understand that you're particularly interested in the last 12 kilometres.
I'll have a go. I'm not sure if I'll do them, but it's great that they even do something like it for fun, and see how I go.
Fantastic. Good on you. All the very best for tomorrow's big ride. Here we are. It's event day here at Bike to Ballidu Gravel 23, and we just arrived into the town centre. We're just here seeing everyone getting set up, getting the bikes out, getting kitted up, getting ready. There's an amazing setup here at the start line, right in the very centre of Ballidu. Bikes are coming out, getting prepared, numbers put on, everyone getting kitted up. Great conditions, cool, quite cloudy. Glad to see that wind has eased and has really come down. There's not much of any wind at all at the moment. So near on perfect conditions really for Bike at Ballidu gravel here today. We're about 45 minutes away from starters' orders for the 155 distance. Very much a buzz here. So I'm just going to go and have a bit of a chat to some of the riders getting ready, get their thoughts and feelings on how they're going as they are about to take on the 155 kilometre challenge. Super. I'm just here with Cassia Boglio, and she's been good enough to have a quick chat. She's just getting ready. There's a half-eaten banana on the bonnet, helmet and gear. She's just getting kitted up. She's got the bike out of the car. She's about to take on the 155k. I'm guessing. Yes. Yep. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling, Cassia? Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's not too hot today, which is nice, and there's a lot of people here already, so should be a good day out.
It's going to be a great day out, Cassia. Thank you. So, Cassia, bike of choice, bike that you're going to be riding this morning is a...
All-Bayer Terra with SRAM Force 2x and some Zip 303 Firecrests with 40mm Maxxis Ramblers.
Cassia, that you're about to jump on the plane and go across to the Gravel World in Veneto, Italy. When are you taking that flight, Cassia?
Tomorrow. I'm actually going to Belgium first for the European Championships. So, yeah, racing today and then on a plane tomorrow night.
Sensational. Congratulations on your selection, Cassia. So this is the same bike that you'll be packing down and getting into the bike box and on the plane, and that's tomorrow. Fantastic. A quick word to any newbie that might be, gravel curious, what's this all about? A few key tips, Cassia.
Gravel's a bit different because normally it's quite a long race and it's sort of a race where you're just on the pedals all day. So making sure that you're able to do that and being able to eat for a long period of time, that's the most important thing that I've found myself as well, is being able to just ride solidly for 5-6 hours and eat the whole time and drink enough. Yeah, that's important, especially at the back end of the race. Even the shorter distances today, it's still important to eat and drink and just enjoy yourself as well.
Very important. That's a great tip. Thank you so much. So good to talk to you this morning, Cassia, and all the best for today's Bike at Ballidu gravel ride and all the best at the Gravel Worlds in Veneto. Good on you, Cassia. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
There really is quite the buzz here in Ballidu. We're just outside the Ballidu Tavern. I've just had a chat with Cassia Boglio and I've just met Cassia's mum, Jackie. Good on you, Jackie. Just a few words. You're about to wave Cassia off as she takes on the 155 kilometre distance, but you'll also be riding today, and it's also your birthday, Jackie.
That's right. So special day. Cassia was kind enough to decide that I needed to come and do a bike ride on my birthday. I have not done this one before, so it'll be interesting. And my only hope is that Cassia actually finishes after me, not before, given I'm riding half the distance and starting 2 hours later. But it should be a fun day out, I hope.
What's your ride of choice, Jackie?
Behind the car, I've actually got a mountain bike, and it used to belong to Mark Chong, who won 7 on it. Or 5, sorry, I think. So that's its claim to fame. So I hope the bike sees me in good stead to get me through that 85 kilometres or however far I have to ride today.
You seem unsure, Jackie. You're on a good set of wheels and you're going to have a great ride today. Yeah, so Cassia is about to jump on a plane tomorrow off to the Gravel World. It's pretty exciting.
It is pretty exciting, especially getting a chance to represent Australia, and she's got some pretty amazing supporters behind the scenes in Willing Coffee and Twin Peaks and Pedalare and a host of others who are just doing an amazing job, and it's so good to have their support to give her that opportunity. So pretty exciting.
Good on you, Jackie. Thank you so very much. Great to talk to you both this morning, and all the best for today's ride. Cheers.
Thanks very much. You have fun out there too.
Here with Stefan. Stefan, where have you travelled from to participate this morning?
Hey, I'm from Perth. My name is Stefan. I'm looking forward to ride the Ballidu ride today. It will be a great day. The weather is fine, and I think the conditions will be awesome.
And your ride of choice is a canyon...
Yeah, it's a Canyon Grizzle, I think it is. Yeah, it's an aluminium frame and normally set up for gravel racing, yeah.
Very, very shortly you'll be taken to the line. All the very best for your ride. Thanks for chatting with us, Stefan. Good on you.
No worries. Thank you very much.
I'm here with
Giovanni from Italy.
Giovanni, buongiorno. Giovanni from Italy. Fantastico. Giovanni is about to take off, and I'm guessing that Giovanni is going to be doing the 155.
Correct.
What are you riding, Giovanni? What have we got?
This is a Giant Revolt. It's a very old one. I like the geometry of this bike, but the components sometimes give me some problems, so I had to upgrade stuff because I break a lot of things.
A hard rider. Good on you, Giovanni. But you've maintained it. It's looking really, really good. It's looking very ready and prepared and good to go. How are you feeling, Giovanni? Well, you're about to go for a little bit of a warm-up.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit excited because it's the first time I ride in this area, but at the same time a bit worried as well because it's a long ride and hopefully everything will be okay.
Perhaps as you ride, Giovanni, you might spot Cassia Boglio, who is about to jump on the plane and travel across to Veneto, home country, to take on the Gravel Worlds. So if you do see Cassia, perhaps give her a wave, and could be a good wheel to follow, Giovanni, perhaps. It's impossible. Thanks so much for chatting with me. Have a great ride this morning, Giovanni. All the very best to you. Perhaps we'll catch up afterwards. Grazie mille.
Grazie. Bye-bye.
If you do not want to be at the back, it's going to be a fast, furious start according to Jethro. If you're at the back, it could be a very long day. You get distance earlier on. Head towards today's start. For the Wongan Thrills, make sure you can see your number on the front of the bike. We love seeing the numbers on the front of the bike. Can't wait to see how dirty those numbers get towards the end of the day. Seeing the stories, if there is the mud pit out there, if you're going to tackle it, if you're going to try and avoid it, if you're going to try and keep yourself upright as well. We hear there's a sandy spot right before Mount O'Brien, the hardest part on the course. A nice long sandy stretch. You battle through that, that wipes off all your speed, and then you get onto the climb. And on the climb, it's a little bit rocky, it's a little bit tricky. It's, I'm going to say, very technical actually, and it's going to be an absolute challenge. A few brave souls wearing white jerseys, I like to see that, the self-confidence, they're saying clean. Well, folks, we're going to keep things moving along, and I'd like to welcome to the stage Tracy de Grusa, one of the locals here at Ballidu. Welcome to the stage.
Kaya Wanju. Baladong Budja, Yay Nyanyan Jurapan, Wanju, Kwabadak Baladong Budja, Nija Nyanyan Morts, Budja Kura, Yay Nyanyan Jurapan, Wanju, Borlu, Undalap, Jambini, and Rubibi. I pay my respects and acknowledge our elders past and present here today. And today I am happy to welcome you all to my beautiful Nyungar country. This is my ancestors' land. From the first sunrise to long ago to today. I'd like to welcome Cycle West and you all to Bully as we Nyungars traditionally knew this area. Here in Balladong country, it consists of 14 clans to make up our Nyungar nation. We walk with respect on everyone's budja because it is a privilege, not a right. Now I have welcomed you all. My ancestors are happy, and they will look after you during your time here. My family and I wish everyone here today a happy and safe ride. Border.
Today we begin by acknowledging the Balladong Noongar people, the traditional custodians of the land on which Black to Ballidu gravel event is held. We pay our respects to their elders past and present. We extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders people here today. I'd like to welcome up on the mic Wayne Bradshaw, the CEO of Westcycle. A few words before today.
Thanks, Tom. Just a couple of quick words. As you know, this is the first event that we've held here, and we're really grateful for the support that the community's provided here, led by Deanne over there. So thank you. We're looking forward to a great day, and enjoy the time afterwards. And you guys are very much the pioneers. I'd really like to thank you for entering in the first event, and hopefully this will grow to be a much bigger event in the future. Good luck, have fun, ride safe, and enjoy the day.
Thank you, Wayne. He did say he was going to keep it short and sweet, and he did for once. That's a first. Now, we're not far away from starting the proceedings today. 155 kilometres. Look after each other out there. Make sure that you're rubbing elbows. You are looking after each other.
Bike at Ballidu Gravel, and I'm here outside the tavern, the start line with...
Shane.
Shane. I'm also a Shane. You wouldn't happen to be a Shane too, would you?
No, Troy.
Troy. Good on you, Troy. Shane. Shane, gorgeous bike. Your ride of choice. You're doing the Wongan Thrills. It's got 155 kilometres on that number plate, Shane. The 155 kilometre field has just left. You're dressed in jeans and a jumper, Shane, so I guess that's a bit of a clue.
Yeah. Well, I just re-examined my fitness, and I thought maybe the 12 is best for me. So we ended up deciding on the 30. So we're going to do the 30, and we've got some really stupid gear to wear. So it's more of a fun day than a go-hard day.
And Shane, that's a big part of Bike at Ballidu Gravel. Big on fun. So good on you, Shane. So you've stepped back, you've reassessed, you've had another look at it, and you've said, let's go full fun and let's have a crack at the 30.
That's it. I'm right up there for fun. We actually thought, how about we just ride out straight to Wongan Hills and have a counter lunch and then ride back? But we thought, is that in the spirit? I guess since talking to you, the fun, it is in the spirit. But then we realised it's bitumen. So, have you met Ben?
Good morning, Ben. Hello. Yes, just chatting with Shane and Troy here. Snappy kit, Ben. Very, very nice. Liking it a lot. What are you up to, Ben?
I drove over from Melbourne about a month ago and happened to have my bike with me. And when my friend Shane here said we're going on a gravel ride, I said, but I've only got my road bike. He said, what the hell? And I said, what the hell as well? Let's do it. So I'm doing it.
Good on you, Ben. Good on you. Fantastic.
I've come all the way from Melbourne to do the ride.
Wild horses could not keep you off that bike. I'll do the 85, so I'll be there side by side.
Reconsider your strategy and come with us and do the fun ride to Wongan Pub.
I'm very, very tempted, Shane. Lovely to chat to you, to Troy, Ben and Shane. Thank you so much and good luck for today. We'll see you out there and perhaps we'll catch up afterwards.
I'll be the guy that's falling off quite a lot in the sandy sections. Yeah.
If I see you, I'll give you a hand up, Ben. No worries at all. Good on you, Ben. Good luck for today, guys. Cheers.
So this morning, so they came down and camped last night, him and his wife and his daughter, 10-year-old daughter, and he got up at 3 a.m. this morning and did the 155 Ballidu gravel ride, then got back in time to start the 155 ride at 9 o'clock and did that. Then when he got back, he did the 12-kilometre ride with his 10-year-old daughter.
Incredible. Amazing. I'm here with Michelle and Steve, and they're just telling me about their fantastic, amazing son, Colin Ottaway. What an effort. Amazing. And your ride yourself, Michelle, today?
I did the 30-kilometre ride today. Steve's just done the 85-kilometre ride. So we've got 3 generations that have ridden today. So the grandparents, son, and the granddaughter. So we've got to get a photo, the Ottaway team photo.
You must. Fantastic. A real family affair. Sensational.
Our son also did the Mundabiddi in 10 days. So he was doing 100 k's a day on his mountain bike, the full Mundabiddi. So, yeah, I think some people call him crazy or mad or... There's all those adjectives that are used to describe him, but he loves it. When he did the Indie Pack, he said he was just living his dream. We were dot watching, and as a mother, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he's still doing this. The 17 and a half days that he did the Indie Pack, I don't think I slept. But once he got to Sydney, and after 17 and a half days riding 5,500 kilometres, and you get to the Sydney Opera House and you lift your bike up above your head, and I'm thinking, okay, now I can sleep. Well, I don't think I slept for 3 weeks.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Michelle, Steve. Really lovely to meet you and chat with you. So here we are. It's post Bike it to Ballidu Gravel 23. We're here in the park, and I'm here with Jordan, who's just going to have a bit of a chat about his day and how he found the ride today. What distance did you do, Jordan? Thanks for having a chat.
No worries. The mid, like the 85k.
How did you go? How did you find it?
Pretty good. Didn't really know what to expect first time, so...
First time, Jordan?
Yeah. Hard enough. Not too easy, but not incredibly hard. Yeah.
You'll be back for more, perhaps?
I think so, yeah. Definitely.
Fantastic. What did you ride, Jordan?
I rode a Cervelo Aspero with some carbon wheels and carbon bars. Very nice bike.
Sounds very nice. How did you go equipment-wise, like or tyre choice and all of that, Jordan?
I'd probably run a bigger front tyre, 38s front and back. Something a little bit bigger on the front, like 45 or something. Pretty good gear-wise, otherwise. Like, didn't really need the full range of the cassette, but it was good.
Is that a double front chain ring? Or?
Yeah, one by. Rival Axis 40 by 1044, I think.
So you settled in with a group, you rode solo for a bit, or how did you go, Jordan? Describe.
For a lot out of a ride with over 100 guys, because I was kind of like near the front at the start, but a bit slower on the technical section, so as soon as it got hard, kind of got gapped, but there was a few guys bunching up together throughout the last 50Ks, I guess.
And you think working together or like rotating through and getting a little bit of a draft? Or
turns. Everyone was just riding their own kind of, the guys I was with anyway, their own kind of ability. So kind of spreading out here and there and sharing a little bit, but not heaps.
Thanks for talking to us, Jordan. Good on you. Cheers.
Thanks.
I only did the 12k because I'm a local, and our bike at Ballidu is normally like a real fun, and we all do it's more like a relay race. So I'm a local, and that's what we do. And our biggest thing is dressed up. So we aim to win best dressed. So if we don't win best dressed, then look out.
Well, with listeners, with what I'm looking at, you are a shoo-in. I'd be yes, you have to get the top gong. You look fantastic. What was your name, sorry?
Susanna Sellers.
Susanna, thanks for chat. So you've had a great day.
The preparation was probably more fun. Yeah, and then the ride was a little bit not what I thought. There was a bit too much sand for my liking, but it was different, but it was good.
You rode
I rode in my Christmas outfit, but just not my present feet.
Can you describe for the listeners your what you're wearing on your feet and your costume? What you rode the 12 kilometres today?
I'm a Christmas tree, and I have presents with a bow on them on my feet. I've got thongs on, but there's presents over the top of them.
Christmas tree, fantastic. Thank you so much. Great chatting to you. Okay, we'll see you a little bit later on.
Thank you so much.
And we're trying to make this event grow bigger and better, and I think we're succeeding, so well done. The volunteers, today it takes so many volunteers. Before, when we used to have 100 riders, we used to have to get about 50 volunteers, and I'm sure it's probably double that this time. Every single person in our town did something, and I appreciate that. And with a population of 57, I don't know, they did jobs twice, I guess, so that's awesome. I'd also just like to make mention, my dad's here tonight. It took him 25 years to decide to ride in the bike it, and thank God he's not still out there. There he is over there, 82 years old. I'm super proud. I couldn't ride it, but he did. What a legend. Okay, best dressed team. This is always the one everyone wants to win, and I would like to award this tonight to Team Spice Girls. They're dressed in a Christmas tree, so we're not sure what the go is.
Thank you for all the organisers of the day. Every year we strive to get best dressed, and we've lost 2 years in a row, so today, woo! We did it!
Best dressed individual goes to an adorable little girl who waited at the start line for her dad today, Mackenzie Ottaway. This little girl is a superstar. She rode the 12Ks today with her dad, got dressed up, waited at the front line for him. But guess what Dad did? Dad got up at 3 o'clock this morning, rode the 155Ks, came back, started again at 9 o'clock. So she was a little disappointed when he was late, but man, your dad is a superstar. And so are you, well done. All right, so anyway, guys, just to wrap it up, thanks again for everything. Thanks hugely to my committee. Thanks to West Cycle. Thanks to the Wongan Shire. And thanks in particular to the town of Ballidu and the community. What an awesome job. Thank you.
Thanks once again to Shane. I really obviously could not have put this episode on without him, and he's been completely gracious and very generous with his time and his skills, and thanks once again to Shane for bringing us all the action from Biking to Ballidu Gravel 2023. If you're interested in finding out some more, you can pop to their website ballidugravel.com.au or follow West Cycle or Biking to Ballidu Gravel on Instagram. As always, if you want to get in touch with us, you can email the Gravel Cycling Podcast at gmail.com or get in contact with us on Instagram at the Gravel Cycling Australia Podcast. If you would like to become a supporter of the show, I would be very, very grateful for any support that you're able to provide. There's a link down there in the show notes to become a supporter of the show. If you're not able to financially support the show, I'd really appreciate it if you're able to spread the word. If you could do me a huge favour and share some of my Instagram content to your stories and sort of spread the word within your own riding circles and your own gravel groups about the podcast, that would be much, much appreciated. The other thing that would be really appreciated is if you can jump into your podcast app of choice and give the podcast a rating and write a quick review. That would really help people find us. Still keen to hear people's thoughts on the endurance bike and gravel bike combo as a sort of a bit of a quiver for tackling the full spectrum of gravel. So yeah, please let me know your thoughts on that. And if you've got any particular bikes that you love riding, particularly I'd be interested to hear from people on the gravel in and around Melbourne. If they've got some bike recommendations, please get in contact, and because I've got some thinking to do and some research to do on the next steps there. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening, and thanks once more to Shane, and we'll see you next time on the Gravel Cycling Australia podcast.
What's the podcast? I'll write it down because I want to have a look at it.
The podcast is called the Gravel Cycling Australia Podcast.